It's June 4, 2014. It should be May of 2018 if you're watching this. And the first segment I have is, what is my favorite memory I learned in Coach Ketcham's class?
The Civil War. Everything, because I love history very much.
Probably about gore and guts and gross stuff like that.
California Gold Rush. Whenever the presidents got killed.
When we learned about the spy ring during the Revolutionary
Was nothing.
Probably about Abraham Lincoln and stuff like that. About Mary Todd Lincoln.
Andrew Jackson. Was this about the Civil War?
Was about Andrew Jackson. Probably basically everything involving Andrew Jackson.
Was when in Civil War he said the lives would be taken out and they'd do life races.
Class was about the president.
Class was the presidents.
Okay.
Probably the Revolutionary War. I didn't really know much about it, but now I do.
Whenever the Civil War, the men in the Civil War, they would pick out their lice and they would race it on the plate.
The Civil War and Andrew Jackson, stuff like that. It was really fun.
Be respectful to other people.
Jackson marrying a girl who was already married.
The fact that Andrew Jackson beat up an assassin with his cane when he was like 65 or something.
The American Revolution.
Probably the Civil War. There's so much about it.
About Lincoln's assassination.
It's probably the thing about the hogs during the Civil War.
Everything.
Revolution.
That King Henry was fat.
With all the really cool little facts that he told us.
That a lot the duels that Andrew Jackson was in. Also that he was in so many duels.
Andrew Jackson, all about his life.
Battles, like the early battles, like they had with George Washington. That was probably the most interesting, and I learned a lot.
Andrew Jackson.
I learned how it looked like when a whale explodes.
Was the story he told us about John C. Calhoun, where he was talking to this girl and then he tipped backwards and he's like, John C. Calhoun! History.
We learned about the Civil War and we got to go out and do Civil War baseball and then learn how everyone went out and marched and stuff.
Was about what's his name? Andrew Jackson's duels. Those were cool.
It's all about James K. Polk and how he all about his life and everything. I think.
About Andrew Jackson.
Dolly Madison.
I liked doing stuff with the guns outside because I like shooting guns. I think that's fun.
Everything was about Andrew Jackson. I didn't know a lot about him, and now I know a lot about him. All the weird, useless facts about the presidents.
If he ever had if he ever had $300 to give to his child, he would never give his child $300 because that'd just be wrong.
The Civil War.
What was it with Rolly Bob? Impressment. That was my favorite.
I don't have to answer that, do I?
A lot of things actually. The thing I remember the most was Lincoln's assassination. I don't really have a favorite. It's also great.
Liar.
I know.
Never call Fort Worth, Dallas.
About the Lincoln assassination.
Teamwork. We worked together as a team very nicely.
Didn't really learn much in his class actually.
A lot.
Everything about Andrew Jackson, John Tyler, and George Washington.
That's pretty hard. I pretty much loved everything. Everything.
The teachers. He was really fun.
How he always got up and taught the class in a fun way and was always up, not sitting down.
Learning about Andrew Jackson and his assassins.
Was the Revolutionary War.
Everything.
Was the War of 1812.
All of them, I guess, yeah.
Revolutionary War and Andrew Jackson, that guy was funny.
The Revolutionary War. About Andrew Jackson and all of his duels.
Andrew Jackson and his duels.
Andrew Jackson. That was awesome.
Probably the Civil War.
The Revolutionary War.
Was the Civil War.
About the Abraham Lincoln, about the Civil War.
About the Revolution.
The states, capitals.
Was when we learned about the Civil War.
George Washington.
About the Civil War.
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Well,
lot of them.
Civil War.
Everything.
Everything.
Benjamin Franklin.
Probably Andrew Jackson.
That he doesn't like Dallas.
Oh, learning about Jackson and like the little Nerf gun.
Abraham Lincoln.
Was probably all the stuff about the Civil War.
I don't know.
Civil War, yeah. To speak out. Because I'm more of a shy person.
Probably about the different battles that took place in the American Revolution.
Was where the term hooker came from.
More of the Revolutionary War and how everything worked back then.
How to load a gun on Civil War Day.
Was Civil War?
Is Lincoln's assassination.
The Civil War.
It's probably Andrew Jackson. There were a lot of funny stories.
This class was Andrew Jackson.
What's his favorite stories?
I overall liked all of it.
Was the Civil War?
It's definitely the Revolutionary War because it's pretty sick and he does some pretty cool reenactments. But yeah, older self, look back on it because I know I enjoyed it. So
just to clarify a few things, I figured there'd be a lot of Andrew Jackson answers, which there was in a lot of American Revolution. Surprised by how many Civil War questions there were. And the fact that like 5 or 6 kids said that the favorite thing they learned this year was about how hookers got their name. We were talking about Joseph Hooker, the general, and I gave the explanation because everyone giggled. So anyways, that's what that is.